Hello, how are you? Short video, well, shorter than a yoga class. Just wanted to chat about props because I had a thought through the week that maybe some of you are used to going off to yoga and having the studio or the gym equipped with all the props you need to get you comfortable in your yoga practice and help you in the expansion through your yoga practice. Maybe some of you have a yoga teacher who rocks up and brings the props along with them. I know I have done that. Now all of a sudden we're all at home and we haven't got the props. So I thought, let's have a quick chat about improvisation with the props, so you can set the yoga practice up the way you like it, the way you feel comfortable with your yoga practice. All of these things will encourage us to stick with it, because it's really important at the moment that we do try and maintain our yoga practice. We've all been practicing yoga, some of us for a long time, some of us fairly new to it, but nevertheless. So blocks we use a lot. We use a lot in yoga for stability, for raising, for lengthening. So lots of different reasons we use yoga blocks. The first port of call is a book or a stack of books. As long as you've got stability, you stack your books as high as you need. But stability would be really important if you were going to start stacking books. But you could also use something like a saucepan or a hard, solid sort of container. Of course, watch what you're choosing to sit on, but certainly for just that little bit of extra balance, and for in postures when you're coming into Uttanasana, and you don't want to just be hanging. It's not good for your lower back, but perhaps you're not quite where your fingers are touching the ground. So you can have something under you that you can rest your fingers on. We don't put our weight and use the blocks to take over from us activating our muscles, but we certainly use them as a stabilizer. So a book, I've used my motorcycle helmet. If we've been off on long rides, the yoga mat's always with us, but I'll always take the yoga mat on the bike, but I'm never gonna pack all my props on the bike. So that's a good practice for my improvisation. The wrist wedges, you can again go for the block, because we often use the blocks instead of the wrist wedges. So if we're going to come up, we want to take the pressure off our wrists and redistribute this pressure onto the pads of our hands, just below our fingers, and also the pads of the end of our fingers. And we try and leave the actual palms of our hands and the backs of our hands relatively free of pressure. So you find if you use the block, you can wrap your fingers around, and then when you're coming up into your dog or any other pose, even cat-cow, you haven't got that pressure on those wrists. I have taken to class for people, and I'm not sure if people use them at home, the actual wrist wedges. So they act very similar. So they sit on your mat, your hands come down the slope, and you have taken the pressure again from your wrist. Now someone was saying to me, a lady in her 70s who was involved in the yoga scene back in the early 80s when it all arrived over in Western Australia in a big way, they used to use a cricket bat because they didn't have all of those props. So then, back then, they did just use all of our props that we're going to improvise from the household. So cricket bat, if you look at two of these wedges, there's the shape of the cricket bat there. So I grabbed the cricket bat out of the shed, popped it on the mat, and sure enough, perfect. Exactly the same shape as your wrist wedges, has taken the pressure off my wrists, and there it was, sitting in the shed all along. Perfect, perfect. Oh, excuse me, I'll get a couple of towels. So we've had, as I said, you're in the studio, you've got all your blankets. Some people's knees like to have a little bit more underneath than just the yoga mat. So just a towel, and it really does, softens a lot. If you've got, you know, a bit of a knee journey going on, rolling up a towel and putting it under your ankles, the front of your ankles, just takes the pressure off of that. If you've got a thicker towel, sort of a throw, like a small blanket, or even another yoga mat, and you can pop it underneath. So you've got all of these props available to you. Just use your imagination, just look around and see what's there. Doesn't always work, but that's okay. That's part of the discovery, isn't it? So we make our way to setting our yoga practice from home just the way we like it. It just makes it so much better, so much easier. And this morning, you know, I was thinking, even space-wise, you have to learn, or we all have to learn, to readjust how much space we're taking up when we're doing our yoga. You might find that you're around cupboards and, you know, you've all of a sudden just got this tiny little spot in your house to get your yoga mat out, and you can't be always like opening your arms wide that way and wide this way. So you just move yourself around. You know, it's really given us a bit of a license of expansion within our yoga practice. Back to props, the good old strap, anything, piece of rope, a belt, piece of strong fabric. Tie down straps, they're a good one. You know, the ones that you put the little ratchet on and tighten things up when you're tying them down in the back of the ute or something. They're really good as yoga straps. Try and find one that's not covered in oil, but you know, lots of things you can use for the yoga strap. I'll leave it up to you. I hope this has been a little bit helpful to setting yourself up and getting your little yoga space available. We've all got our own little yoga studios. Namaste. Enjoy.